Let's get into this running back duo, guys, because it is absolutely incredible. Elite. And by the way, we talked, that offensive line has a lot to do with it, so I don't want to discount that. But still, those two guys, that two-headed monster, guys, it's very clear. The comparison was made, and this is the vision I had. Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara.
I think it's better.
Well, and even how but their style in which they play, it's very similar.
I think it will.
Come on.
Flannel. Is Jahmyr Gibbs just as talented as Alvin Kamara? Would you say that?
Yeah, but Alvin Kamara had a historic rookie season.
But we're saying just like, well, I'm not saying that. We're saying going forward. Like, that's what I'm saying at least. Going forward, I think David Montgomery Mark Ingram running a 72-yard touchdown did not happen. No. Mark Ingram was a great back, but he was just strictly a chain mover that could pop a 20, 30-yard run every now and then. David Montgomery, in my opinion, right now is better than Mark Ingram was. And I think you give Jahmyr Gibbs a full season, he's on that same tier of Alvin Kamara, and he's behind a better offensive line. And they have better weapons on the outside, too. I know they had Michael Thomas for a second there, but I think Amon-Ra St. Brown is better than Michael Thomas, and they're going to keep getting better, especially with Sam Laporta there, too, to help him out in the run game.
Man, Colin, I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
It sounds kind of like
Michael Thomas had one of the greatest starts to a career any wide receiver ever had.
So is Amon-Ra St. Brown.
That's fair.
But
Amon-Ra St. Brown was literally in that conversation with Justin Jefferson and Michael Thomas with the most catches through 2 seasons of their career. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Michael Thomas both had 196.
Okay, and to your you went there. I didn't go there yet, but. Okay, I don't hate it. I'm not going to sit here and tell you why they won't be better. They certainly could be, but we know how that backfield the Saints had. I mean, over 2,000 yards from scrimmage. Like,
Mark Kamara could get that by himself. He almost did as a rookie,
but in the year Mark Ingram had one of his best years, he had like 1,200 yards. And then that was Kamara's rookie year. And David, to Lucas's point, could be a guy that gets 1,100, 1,200. Jahmyr could sprinkle in his. I know he missed games, but I'm talking next years in the future. Yeah. Like, they could both be guys that could account together for 2,000 yards from scrimmage. And you talk about this offensive line, which, that helps. It does, certainly. But this backfield, dude, if you talk about duos, not singling anybody out, but duos, I mean, the big one was Breece Hall and Delvin. Delvin he's got a lot of inactives.
Done nothing.
Is this the best backfield in the league?
Yes, it is.
I think it is.
It 100% is.
If you want to put the offensive line in that equation with who they're running behind and who's the play caller.
Big cock Brock, too.
Dude, You would be the guy.
That was a Spenny call.
Yeah.
Right after Brock Wright touchdown, Spenny goes, big cock Brock. Shout out, though. That was a huge touchdown.
And even Lions fans who just witnessed Jamal Williams play really well behind this offensive line, like David, and we agree he's better. I know we had that debate how much better. I think he is better, but Jahmyr certainly with DeAndre's tenure here, he's better. Now DeAndre with Philly, he's been really good, but with his tenure in Detroit, Jahmyr so far, man, is making plays. And Juve Hearted, he says Gibbs is averaging 5.3 yards per carry and is almost halfway to 1,000. And that's just incredible. This backfield, now you're starting to see the vision, at least Brad's vision, when he took Jahmyr at 12. And, although personally I'm a little different with drafting running backs high, there has to be a guy that's worth it. And Jahmyr it could be very well worth it with how he's playing in the passing game. But you see the vision. Like, this is what Brad envisioned, and it's coming to life, Sam Flannel, with these two guys. Well, it's incredible.
And the best part is when it comes to them having the best running back duo in the NFL, I'm not even saying it. It's more the numbers that are saying, and I know this is kind of a funky stat, but bear with me. They are the only running back duo in which both members are in the top 22 of rushing yards on this season. I know it's kind of a funky stat, but still. And they both missed multiple games. David Montgomery's missed 3, and Jahmyr Gibbs has missed 2. If there's one, I would say, competitor to them right now, it would have to be Raheem Mostert and Devon Achane. But Devon Achane has missed the majority of the season at this point. And, of course, in the case of this one, I'm just going to go with my Lions bias and just say that they are better right now. Because as of right now, they both are. I mean, David Montgomery, you look at just what they did yesterday when they were both fully ingratiated in the offense and healthy. Because when David Montgomery was playing well early on, Jahmyr Gibbs was kind of relegated to the backup, and then he got the usage against the Raiders. So now they're both kind of 1 and 1A. 26 carries for 193 yards and 3 touchdowns, including David Montgomery with the 70-plus yard touchdown run. This was something. I know
Yeah, exactly.
And I was somebody who was kind of a David Montgomery skeptic, and I got a lot of egg on my face right now, and I will admit that. One of the things with David Montgomery coming into the year is he does not break long runs. That was never really part of his game, and this year he's got 2 of them, and that's why this season his yards per carry is at 4.7, and Jahmyr Gibbs, not to be outdone, has got 476 on 5.3 yards per carry. At this point, it's a long shot. They can't both get 1,000, can they?
Well, and that's what
Look at that damn schedule.
Yeah, they could run all
What
over.
if they do?
Well, it's incredible. And to your point, Sam, about just the difference in running backs you have, like with David compared to Jahmyr. Jahmyr, it's like the thunder and lightning thing, and you could bring it up. And I know my vision, and you guys would agree, is Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara. But that's why they're great at different things. And now that Jahmyr's getting more involved in the passing game, he's the weapon that we envisioned. Like at first, he took a little bit to come along, but now that he's arrived. And I think for the rest of the season, this running back duo is going to put fear in defenses, and especially Brian Flores, man, over in Minnesota. He's probably sitting there. And same with Matt Eberflus in Chicago. Like, this is a running back duo that nobody wants smoke with. Running behind that offensive line. That's incredible. JB, what do you think about this running back duo? Your thoughts on it, Jahmyr and David Montgomery?
Oh, I mean, I love the combination. As you said, it's a perfect fit. Thunder and lightning, where one comes in, mostly Monty. He sits here and takes the blunt of all these runs that they have out here. And Jahmyr Gibbs, he's that sprinkle on top. He's that sprinkle on top that can just get out there in the passing game and help out as much as he can. And it showed on Sunday as well, too, with those 2 touchdowns. This is a nice combination duo together, even though Sam doesn't see it as Alvin Kamara and the Saints. But what about another Saints duo of Deuce McAllister and Reggie Bush?
Ooh,
No,
Deuce!
but Jahmyr
Maybe.
Gibbs is going to be far better as a running back than Reggie Bush was as a Saint.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Deuce.
Maybe LT and Darren Sproles action.
Yeah, that.
But Jahmyr Gibbs, guys, actually, the more you guys talk about it, and I didn't mean to cut you off, JB, maybe the Kamara and Ingram thing is closer than we even thought. Because, I get where you're going, JB, with Deuce McAllister and Reggie Bush, but I don't think Reggie Bush, if I remember correctly, did he even have a 600-yard rushing season in his time with the Saints?
He was more of just like he's like not like a gimmick. If Reggie Bush was in today's NFL, he'd be way more impactful. He's kind of a gadget player, though. A great one, but it's not like you could run him between the tackles every play.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. More of a gadget running back.
Eric Allen says, honestly, I'd rather have LT and Sproles. But I think the Kamara and Mark Ingram.
Yeah, that's the closest. You can't compare anybody on this roster to LaDainian Tomlinson. I don't think.
LT he's different. But these cats are different too. If you compare them to Elvin and Mark Ingram, that's a hell of a backfield.
Yeah.
Like hell of a backfield. And now you got Gibbs. At first it was, in the red zone, you go to Monty. Now you pick your poison. I mean, it depends how you want it. You want David Montgomery, the bruiser, or you want a guy, the quick guy who can make you miss in Jahmyr Gibbs, who also can catch a touchdown pass as well. It's incredible. All right, let's take a break here. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about the Lions here. Maybe we'll preview a little of what's going on tonight, Monday Night Football. We'll just have a conversation. Feel free to chime in any questions, any discussions you guys want to have. The show's about you guys. It's about Lions fans, and it's about Lions victory.